now we're going to continue with part 2 of that assignment. And as we had so here we have the assets are equal to $26,360, and our liabilities $6,350, and our equity $20,010, which is the summary of these transactions above. We have revenues now, and in this case, during the year, Thomas Company earned a total of $298,000, and the cash has been collected from the customers for all the revenue earned during the year. So we have cash increase of $298,000. So we increase our cash by that amount. We're increasing our revenue, and revenue increases our equity. It does not affect our liability. So we're going to put 0 for liability, and our equity is also going to increase by $298,000. Next, we have expenses that we incurred, and it says that we incurred $208,500 during the year of expenses. So we're going to, and it says we paid cash for it. So $208,500, we're going to put in here, probably a minus sign is needed, $208,500. Does it have, I guess it doesn't take a minus sign. It does not affect our liability because we paid cash for it, and we're going to decrease this by $208,500. Okay? And then it talks about distributions. This is where we're actually distributing some of our profits that we have to the owner, and it says that at the end of each quarter, Thomas paid cash dividends, and the sum of those quarterly dividends was $49,810. So again, we'll put in a minus 49. Sorry, thank you. 49,810. No effect on our liability, and a minus 49,810. So we have now entered that information, continuing with the transactions. Finally, it says business transactions are recorded using debits and credits. By the way, I have a video up on YouTube about debits and credits. All debits mean is left and credits mean right. A lot of people get a little confused with that, thinking credit, oh, I'm getting a credit card. That's not what we're talking about. Go watch that video about debits and credits that I have up on YouTube. It helps explain in a lot of information. So we're going to debit things to increase assets because it's on the left side of the accounting equation. So if we look at the accounting equation back up here, the accounting equation's on the left side of the equal sign. That's the debit side. And on the right side of the equation, the right side of the equal sign is the credit side. Right meaning credit. Things will increase on the left side with a debit. Things will increase on the right side with a credit. If we are going to debit a liability, then it's going to decrease it. Okay? So if it's on the right side of the accounting equation, it increases with a credit. It decreases with a debit. If it's on the left side of the accounting equation, it's going to increase with a debit and decrease with a credit. So let's go back down here, and it says assets increase with a debit. They're going to decrease with a credit. Liabilities, it's on the right side of the accounting equation. It's going to increase with a credit and decrease with a debit. Revenue, it's on the right side of the equation and increases our equity, and so it's going to increase with a credit. Revenue would decrease with a debit. Expenses, those decrease our revenues. And to decrease our decreases our equity. And to decrease our equity, it's on the right side, it's going to decrease with a debit. So expenses actually increase with a debit because it's decreasing our equity. And it would increase or decrease with a credit. Our equity, of course, will increase with a credit and decrease with a debit. Make sure you go watch that video about the debits and credits that I posted up on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this and put that up on our